All right. Good morning, everyone, and welcome to the Matrix 12.4 Update Town Hall. Just a few housekeeping items. Please feel free to put any questions you might have in the chat. We'll have about 10 minutes after to go over any questions that were not answered during the presentation. We're really excited to have Rob with CoreLogic here, and he's going to help us go over all the exciting updates and feature enhancements to expect in Matrix on February 11th. So the floor is yours, Rob.
Awesome. Firstly, thanks everyone for joining me today. I'm just going to go ahead and share my screen here. So just to preface everything, there's a few big changes in Matrix. Really, the whole sort of 12. You guys are currently on version 11, so you'll probably recognize this screen. Looks very much like this. We spent a lot of time in Matrix, the 12 versions, which you guys are going to be moving to, on modernization. And this modernization process really basically involved taking all of the previous screens and making them compatible with mobile, responsive, giving them a bit of an update aesthetically. Now, many of you are going to be used to the old dashboard that you had before, so I'm just showing you currently our UAT site. This is a Canopy UAT site, which we have permission to use for demonstration purposes. And I want to highlight this because it's going to look much different when you move over to the new look and feel for the dashboard. However, everyone will have the ability to actually switch back to the classic mode. So even I can actually switch back to the classic mode, and it would take me to something that looks and feels a little bit more like what you previously had access to. But I would highly recommend that everyone do move over to the actual new dashboard. And I recommend this for a couple of reasons. The first of which is the notification center. So this notification center that we have built in on the left-hand side is actually going to take all the activity that you currently have with your buyers who are active in one home right now, and it's going to summarize it all for you in a very nice timeline stream here. So you'll be able to see, in this case, one of my clients favorited a property. They added a note to a property. I can actually reply to this note in real time, update it. It will notify my client as well. I can also jump in directly to the full notification center, which will allow me to see basically all the notifications I have across all of my clients at this time. Now, in addition to this, we also have the ability for you to modify the dashboard in terms of what widgets actually appear. So if we click on the Edit Dashboard option, you'll actually be able to turn on or off any of these widgets as you see fit. So there might be specific ones that aren't as interesting to you or you don't use as often. You actually either have the ability to turn them off completely. Let's just turn off this Learning Labs option, for instance, or you can cycle them up or down in your view. So you can actually put them in different places on your dashboard. And really the purpose of your dashboard is it should be highly customized to your own personal preferences, to the areas that you service, your saved searches, your listings, the different areas that you're watching. Virtually all of these different modules that you see here are actually configurable. So in terms of hot sheets, if I want to adjust my hot sheets, I can actually go in here and I can choose which hot sheet property types I want to include. I also have the ability under the Market Watch section, again, to collapse or hide this, but also to change the time frame. So if I wanted to look at, just the last 24 hours, and again, this is a UAT site, so we don't have a lot of activity going on, but we can select, different property categories, the time frame we want as well. And then you have the ability to jump into things like your favorite search, your one home visitors that you currently have. You can do a quick search as well. We also have a news and alerts section, as you saw previously. So this is all still going to be available. Truly, this update we have to the dashboard is really so that it's a much better aesthetic for you, but also so that you can jump into different areas of the system. And if you're on a mobile phone, maybe you're not at the office and you haven't downloaded MLS Touch, which is, obviously the best way to utilize Matrix within your phone is to download MLS Touch. But if you don't have MLS Touch, and let's say you're on maybe an iPad or you're on an iPhone, you can quickly come to this dashboard and you're going to have a responsive experience. It's going to look very good on your phone as well. Now, One of the other items I wanted to highlight with this is there is going to be a new quick find bar. And this quick find bar is, one of the most popular features we have with agents who move up versions to 12.4. It's going to allow you to basically search for anything you currently have in the system. So for instance, if I want to search for a client, Mike, I can do that. You'll see here, it's not just bringing up Mike, it's bringing up all the saved searches related to Mike. In this case, we even have some public records that have the street name of Mike in them, as well as active listings that you'll actually see here. So basically, you'll have the ability really quickly, and you can see this search was lightning fast to, pop in an MLS number, an address, and quickly pull up any relevant details that are related to that as well. Now, this is kind of holistically the dashboard. And as I said, you really want to make it yours and configure it the way you want so that when you come in here, you can see a mile high of the areas that you specialize in and also jump into any relevant area of the system. The other big search for you guys is also going to be the new map search, or we also call it the 3-panel search. So when you jump into any of these, like your Market Watch, and you'll still have access to your traditional residential search as well, what you're going to notice is it's going to look a little bit different. So I'm actually going to pull up one of my favorite searches here just so we can see what this looks like. But I could, click on these hot sheets. I could click on my listings. They would all take me to the same search experience. Now, the 3-panel search is called the 3-panel search because it's really comprised of 3 main sections. First, we have your search criteria on the left-hand side, the map on the right-hand side, and then your grid below. This is the view of the properties, basically your results. We're essentially taking what you had previously in kind of your search experience, the search results details page, and we're really condensing it into one experience. And this is going to be a little bit different for you, probably to get used to, but it is much faster once you do get it all sorted out and exactly how you like it. One of the things that I really appreciate about this new search experience is that I have the ability to customize and save my search defaults. So let's say, for instance, I'm just on a residential search. There's a few different ones. I've even added a test one here, but let's just stick on residential. Perhaps you work in condos, and so something that's very important for you would be, price per square foot. We can see that here, price per square foot. You might have amenities or maybe maintenance fees that you want to add to your search. There are various tools and different basically filters you can add to your search to really make it more customized to yourself. You can see here, I've got a ton of stuff already added in here, but maybe I don't need parking features. Maybe I don't need water body name. Maybe I don't need elementary school, middle school, high school. I can really customize this search to add or remove any of the criteria that I think is going to be relevant or not for me. So I'm going to exit without saving here. You'll also see as you kind of add different criteria along the top here. So let's say, for instance, I wanted to add a price range. So I'm going to add 100,000 to, let's go 400,000. Let's do more than needed. I'm going to update my search criteria, and you'll be able to see in real time, I've actually updated my search results in the side as well. And I can very easily come in and remove any of these search criteria. If, for instance, I'm done with my search, I don't want to see my search anymore whatsoever, I can also actually collapse this field as well. So now I have the full sort of map and results page. If you're someone who actually doesn't even need the map, for instance, there's also a really good way to do this. You can actually expand the search here. So you're just getting the grid search. So you can see here, you can really customize the look and feel of it and essentially utilize it in any way that makes the most sense for your business. Now, on the top here, you'll see, I'm going to expand the map search again, just to kind of show you a couple things. Firstly, you have full customization over what displays in the grid down here. So much the same way as you were able to specify what search fields you want to include, you can also specify which basically which fields you want to display in that grid. And not only that, you also have the ability to drag and drop so that I can see the MLS number first, address first, the status, the price, whether or not it has, an in-suite, a whole bunch of different criteria you can actually display in the search field as well. You can save this as your default view, so like your residential view, or you can actually save it as a new view. So let's say, for instance, that you specialize perhaps in investment condos, resale condos. You can actually create a view that's going to show you, the things like your maintenance fees, your price per square foot. If you specialize more in residential detached, you can see, the lot size. You can see maybe garage, parking spots, all the stuff that would relate to more of a detached residential search. And the great part is you can actually cycle cycle between these searches very easily. I only have a couple saved here, but you can save as many as you like here, and you'll be able to cycle through them very quickly. Now, you can also view different views. So this is your grid view. I can click into the tax record. I can get various tiles activated, relist map, neighborhood profiles. I can also view this in more of a grid, pardon me, in a thumbnail view. So if I want to see that main picture, I can view this in a gallery mode, which is just going to give me a little bit more details and insights. And then I can also view this in the full listing view mode. And this is what's really powerful. Again, previously you had to kind of go from the results page directly into the individual display for each of those listings. Now I can just cycle through these properties very easily. I have the full information for the property. And then I also have the ability through the 360 view to cycle through to things like tax, to neighborhood maps, rooms, the parcel, street view, a whole bunch of great material here for you to basically get more insight about the property. Now, going back to my grid view real quickly, I want to show you a couple other things, so I don't want to spend too much time here. Same deal if you want to send your properties out to a client. So let's say I want to highlight all these properties. I want to send this in one home. I can either email this, I can share it, I can do an auto one home email as well. All of this is going to function very similarly to before. You'll be able to take the same actions you could. You can also print from here. You'll have various print reports that you can basically bring up as well. Let them load for a second. So you have all your print formats. This is going to be specific to your MLS, so you're not going to see necessarily all the ones that you see here, but you'll be able to very quickly print any of these properties off in real time as well. Now, the one thing that I want to make sure we have time to talk about as well, and this is a really big enhancement, and I absolutely love this, and this is the new branding center. So what this basically means is previously in One Home, you can do a lot in terms of branding. We have this new link that will be available here called Manage Branding. And so if I click on the Manage Branding link, what it's going to do is it's actually going to take me to my brand kit. This is my branding center, and this is going to show me all the various touch points I have with clients. So this is what my One Home currently looks like on desktop, on mobile. I can see the email that goes out to my clients. I can see, for those of you using MLS Touch, what my MLS client app actually looks like when I send it out to my clients. And now, because of the ability to quickly update your brand, and this is, I'm actually coming previous to CoreLogic. I worked for Sotheby's Canada, which was a national brokerage in Canada. This is something that was very important to us. Agents truly paid a premium to join the Sotheby's brand, and they really wanted to make sure that all their customer touch points, had that Sotheby's brand front and center and really communicated the values that went with that. So in much the same way, you can do a couple of things here. Firstly, you can create your own brand kit. So if you want to drag and drop your own logo, let's say, you're not with one of the major franchises, but you work for an independent, you have your own branding, you can drag and drop a logo up here. It will automatically add your colors that we see. You can customize this as well. So if you have a style guide, if you have your colors, you can do that very easily. But I'm just going to show you a couple that are a little bit easier. So let's do Remax, for instance. Quite a few Remax agents out there. I can very quickly save and activate my Remax branding. So now you can see I've got the Remax brand up top. I've got the Remax colors. This is going to reflect on mobile. It's going to reflect in my Matrix email. It's going to reflect in the client app that I'm sending clients. And let's say, for instance, I got tired of Remax and I decided I was going to join Keller Williams, right? I wanted to change brands. I can very easily simply update my brand, activate it. You'll be able to see here, again, the whole experience for One Home is actually going to change so that you'll be able to, again, send out all your listings. They're going to have this branded experience from the client perspective, and your brand's now going to be front and center. And this is very, very easy to do. As soon as I save and activate this, it's going to propagate again across all the various touch points I actually have with my client as well. So this is obviously a very powerful tool. You also have the ability to basically share your profile. So this is something that's going to be coming soon. It won't be in your initial launch, but as we sort of move forward, you're going to start to see more and more things get added to your branding center. So the ability to update your profile picture, your social media links, all the things that you kind of do in various areas of Matrix right now, we're working to consolidate that into one branding center. So it's a one-stop shop for you to basically do everything you need in a single place. And so those are kind of the key main features that I wanted to highlight today. I'm going to switch back to Matrix so that we can go just back to the dashboard here. A couple other small enhancements that you're going to see. Again, the new find bar I talked a little bit about. I want to just mention that all of these should be, all of the features that I've mentioned, the 3-panel search and the dashboard, are going to be available on February 11th. So we're going to be launching those very soon. Some of the other features like the branding centers, the new find bar, they need a little bit of configuration after we launch. So you might not see those right away, day one, but within the week afterwards, you should have those updated and you'll start to see those features actually come in. One of the things that I would highly recommend you do, if you haven't already, is download the MLS Touch app. Because once you have the MLS Touch app, you'll also have the ability, in the same way you can manage your branding here, the MLS Touch app is going to allow you to also manage your branding. So there'll be a manage branding setting in your settings of MLS Touch. You can click on that in the same way, and it'll have exactly the same interface. You'll be able to update your brand kit, your logo, update your colors, and it's going to, again, propagate those changes across the entire Matrix ecosystem. So you're just updating something in one place, and basically it's all getting updated across the various touch points in our system. And so I'm just taking a quick look here at my notes. I believe all the other stuff that we're kind of working on right now is pretty minor, just tweaks to the search, the 3-panel stuff that I showed you in terms of just exposing more within the listing details view and kind of setting that up so that you can see everything as you did before and additional information as well. So the move from 11 to 12 is quite a significant jump. There is quite a few updates that we've done between then and now. And so you're going to notice virtually every area of Matrix is going to be the same functionally, but it's going to have a slightly different look and feel. It's going to have more of a responsive design so that if I'm viewing this on a smaller screen, and again, I can do this for you here, and we'll just show you in real time, you'll be able to see that we have, all different screen sizes, fully responsive, and anything that you do on any screen, you'll be able to see at any screen size. And, this is one of the key differences between our initial 11 version and the 12.4s, I believe is what you're moving to. So with that, I'm going to stop right here and answer any questions you guys might have.
All right. Thank you so much. So one of the questions we got was with this new view or this update to the search, um,
Yes.
is there the ability to search at the same time using multiple tabs? So having multiple searches
Yes.
in at one time.
So this is that's a great question. One of the things I love about the new Matrix is, yes, you can actually click on that search, open in a new tab. You can run multiple searches concurrently with the updated versions of Matrix. This is one of the many pieces of feedback we got is like, hey, if I open a new session, the old one closes and it's a real pain. You can just open up new tabs and do multiple searches at the same time. They will not affect each other. So anything you do in one search, you can do something different on the other search. They're not going to communicate with each other. You can have two kind of asynchronous searches going at the same time.
Wonderful. Another question we got was, is it possible to turn off the planner and marketplace in the One Home website um, that the client accesses?
See, not at this time. So the planner and basically the marketplace. So typically that's kind of a client level decision. So that's sort of an MLS level decision. At present, it can't just be disabled on a case by case basis. I do know we are looking potentially to add some granularity to the branding center. So there might be capabilities to do that in the future, but at present, no. It's on or off for everyone within the MLS.
Excellent. All right. Any other questions? All right. Thank you so much for joining us. And Rob, thank you so much for showing us all the wonderful things that are coming to Matrix on February 11th. We're very excited. And this update will happen overnight. So February 11th, the users will log in and they will see these updates. Of course, as mentioned, there are a couple of things that might involve some additional configuration, like the find bar. This will happen within the week of launch.
Yes, it's very, very small configuration items, but we just want to make sure that it's going to work for you guys and you have everything set up exactly like it should be. So just a little bit of tweaking after we launch, but you should see that very quickly. And just a note again, if you don't want the new search, if you just want to keep things as they were for initially, you do have the ability to switch back and forth from the classic to the new mode. Now, it's not going to change every screen, but certainly the dashboard experience will revert back to what you previously had.
Awesome. I think we might have one last question.
Sure, of course.
Can you have multiple MLSs when you use the MLS Touch app? So can you access more than one?
Yes. Yes, you do. When you basically when you have the app, you have the ability to log out in the settings, and when you log back in, it's going to ask you to select your MLS. You would just put your user ID and password in for that other MLS you're using. So it's not you can't switch like real time in the app, but if you just log out and then log back in, you can log into separate MLSs. I believe it does save your username and password as well, so it's not that difficult. It's basically log out, choose your MLS. It should have your username and password saved, so you'll be able to log back in very easily. So yes, you can. It's basically set up with different user ID and passwords for different MLSs. So when you see the essentially MLS selection side, just select a different MLS.
Thank you so much. Thank you everyone for joining us. Rob, thank you so much for showing all these great
Pleasure.
features, and I hope everyone has a great day.
Thanks so much. Take care, everyone.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Bye.